Welcome back, dear students of class 11th. Class 11th, I made one video for you to calculate equivalent mass of metals through different methods. I taught you total 5 methods, if you remember. Alright, now it's time for the sixth method, as I mentioned in my previous video. And I already told you the name of that method. It is electrolytic method. Alright, so to understand this method, first of all, you need to know two very important laws of electrolysis. So all of you are very much familiar with the phenomena of electrolysis. So during the electrolysis, there is a decomposition of an organic compound into its constituents on passing electric current either through its aqueous solution or through its molten state. So electrolysis is a chemical change, and we know that during electrolysis, if I take example of NaCl, any compound which is taken in the aqueous state or in the molten form, on passing electric current dissociates into ions. Not only dissociates into ions, these ions, they migrate towards respective electrodes. We all know very well, anode is the positive terminal of the battery. Alright, so towards anode, negatively charged ions will migrate. Alright, anions will migrate. And cathode is the negative terminal of the battery, and towards cathode, positive ions will migrate, means cations will migrate. So anions migrate towards anode, cations migrate towards cathode. Only migration is not done, and we all know one more thing, that these ions, not only they migrate towards their particularly oppositely charged electrodes, they undergo electric discharge there. So how the electric discharge takes place, the negative ion, they lose electrons, alright, and after the loss of electron, they undergo oxidation. Like in case of chloride ion, it oxidizes in the form of chlorine gas. The cations, they gain electron at cathode, undergo reduction. Like here, sodium ion, on gaining electron, gets reduced into sodium. So these are the products at electrodes. Sodium is the product at cathode, and chlorine is the product at anode. So through the process of electrolysis also, we can calculate the equivalent mass. But to understand how to calculate equivalent mass through the process of electrolysis, we need to understand two very important laws, as I told. These laws are given by the popular renowned scientist Faraday. So on his name, these laws are called as Faraday's laws of electrolysis. So now let us see these laws one by one. Alright, so there are two laws. Now Faraday's first law I will be discussing with you all first of all. Now according to first law of Faraday, alright, this law is related to the amount of the substance deposited or liberated at particular electrodes. So this first law explains about the relation between the amount of current and the amount of substance deposited. Either it will be deposited at the electrode, or if substance is in the form of gas, it will be liberated at the electrode. So this law says, now listen to the statement carefully. According to this law, amount of substance liberated at a particular electrode during electrolysis is directly proportional to the quantity of electricity passed in the solution. So if we assume W is the amount of substance deposited or liberated if it is a gas, and Q is the amount of electricity passed, amount of electricity passed. So according to first law, the amount of substance deposited is directly proportional to the amount of electricity passed through the solution. So W is directly proportional to Q. We know amount of electricity passed will be equals to the product of current passed for a given time. All right. So we can write in the form of formula that Q is equals to current I within the given time T. All right. Now, so we can write this particular relation as W is directly proportional to I into T. Now we are going to introduce a sign of proportionality. So the sign of proportionality here comes as Z I T. What is Z? Z is known as electrochemical equivalence. All right, and this electrochemical equivalence is a constant for a particular substance. All right, so W is equals to ZIT is the formula according to the Faraday's first law of electrolysis. So amount of substance liberated or deposited is equals to the product of the electrochemical equivalence of the substance multiplied by the I ampere current multiplied by the time in seconds for which it is passed through the solution. Alright, now it's time to see the second law. According to the second law of Faraday, see, statement of law I have written here. So let's follow it. When the same amount of electricity is passed through the solutions of different electrolytes connected in series, means we have different electrolytic solutions and they are connected in series. That means we are passing same amount of electricity through all the electrolytic solutions. Alright. Then the masses of substances liberated or deposited at their electrodes are directly proportional to their equivalent mass. Suppose we have two cells, cell 1 and cell 2, they are connected in series and we are passing same amount of electric current. So according to this law, at cell 1, let us assume that a substance is deposited, let's assume a substance is A. A is deposited and cell 2, a substance B is deposited at a particular electrode. And on calculating the weight of the substance deposited A is W1 and the weight of the substance B deposited is W2. So according to this law, the masses of the substances liberated or deposited at the electrodes are directly proportional to their equivalent masses. That means W1 upon W2 is equals to E1 upon E2, which means that W is directly proportional to E. Alright. Suppose we have 3 cells connected in series. Alright. So this way also it will be followed up for that. So in general we can say that amount of substances liberated or deposited in such cells, the electrolytic solutions of which are connected in series and same amount of electricity is being passed through them, then the amount of substance liberated or deposited at the electrodes of the cells will be directly proportional to their equivalent masses. I hope this is very easy concept and you must have understood. Now, if I apply the law of first law of Faraday, so I can say that W1 will be equals to Z1 IT. Z is a constant for a particular substance. So for A, the electrochemical equivalence I am assuming as Z1, and for B, the electrochemical equivalence I am assuming as Z2. Alright. So for substance B, I can say W2 according to first law will be equals to Z2 IT. Now IT is same. Why? Because this is the amount of electricity passed through the solution. So that amount is same. So that's the reason for both the particular substances A and B, this IT value will be same. So on substituting the values here, I'll get here Z1 upon Z2 is equals to E1 upon E2. IT and IT of both will be cancelled out. Alright. So it can be written as E is directly proportional to Z. Alright. Seeing this relation, we can say E is directly proportional to Z. Or if we remove the sign, proportion sign, so we introduce a constant of proportionality, that is F. So E is equals to Fz. What is this F? F is Faraday's constant. Alright. So you can see how equivalent weight is connected to the electrochemical equivalence also. Alright. So if I substitute the value of electrochemical equivalence through this relation. Through this relation, the Z can be written as E upon F. Alright. So this value of Z, if I introduce in the quantitative formula of the Faraday's first law, what is the Faraday's first law? W is equals to ZIT. So on substituting the value of Z, which is being derived from the second law, this value here I can write W is equals to E upon F IT, where what is W? You know, that is the mass of the substance deposited or liberated at particular electrode. I is the amount of current, ampere current. T is for a particular time. E is the equivalent mass of that substance which is deposited. F is the Faraday's constant, and Faraday's constant 1 Faraday is equals to 96500 coulombs. Alright, this is the value of the Faraday's constant. Remember this in the mind. Okay. So through this formula or through this formula which is being derived through the Faraday's law can be used to calculate equivalent weights of the substance deposited or liberated at particular electrode. I hope now you must have understood what I said. The second law, sorry, not second law, the method, electrolytic method, how it can be used to calculate equivalent mass of the substance. So class 11th, if you have understood this concept very well, and if this video is really helpful for you, hit the like button and subscribe my channel.